G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of U-Boat on board U606. Just as we leave the port of Bergen in Norway here. Today's patrol, we're heading out to sector AE3 and AF4. Need to travel 2,250 k's inside that area, and we need to accumulate 7,000 tons worth of enemy shipping. And the last episode we were trying to hunt down the old HMS Nelson. Didn't really have much luck going with that. A little bit disappointed, but hoping that we can try and pick her up in another episode or something a little bit in the future. So we'll take a look at the map here, and we're just going a little bit further north than we were in the previous episode. So hopefully we can pick up quite a bit of shipping around here. We've already got about 60,000 tons worth of sunk ships around the area. Would be nice if we can get a little bit closer to that 100,000. This is what it's saying here. So we'll try to work on that. We'll head into the area. If we fail to find something in our patrol zone, then we've always got the up to the north or down to the south. Well, after a very uneventful patrol in the area, we've got a message from BDU, so we'll get our guy here to go on the radio and we'll see what the BDU have got to say for themselves. Hopefully it's going to help us out find some ships, because we haven't found a single thing at the moment. And here we go, we've got crucial technology on board SS Henry. They've given us the coordinates, and here we are. We'll mark a position, start plotting a course to intercept. We're a little bit out the way of them at the moment, but looks like they are heading slightly northeast, so we'll try and intercept them ASAP. Okay, so we've managed to get ourselves ahead of the convoy here, and we'll just make sure that our guy's on the navigation, because we seem to be running quite low. And we've got our first contact here, and that looks like an Empire, do I say bell or tower? I don't know, I can never tell the difference really between them. But we're going to stay here and let a few more of them come into show. We've got a pretty big convoy here. It says there might be up to 37 ships. Maybe we just back off a little touch here. Got a few escorts. We're just going to have a look, see if we can get a little bit of a view, just to show us exactly who it is we might be looking for. We've got a C3 here. They never have their name on their ship. We'll have a look at this. SS Henry, that's our target right there. So we're going to have a look and see if we can make an interception for that. I'm a little bit worried because there's a destroyer quite close, but maybe we'll just pull a ruler through. We can start working out the angle of attack here. But I would say it's a little bit dodgy with this destroyer so close to me. I don't think I'll be able to get the sneak on it, get in front of it. So put the captain here on the periscope, and we'll take a look at what we need to do from here. But at least we can see the target straight off the bat. So here we go. We've got what looks like it's an enemy destroyer. I'm not even going to try and pretend I know what type of destroyer that is, but they haven't worked out the angle of bow just fully yet. So we'll grab our ruler and we'll go from that point there, pull that through a north-south line, get our protractor, and we'll draw a line north to south. It's not going to be like that though, because that's a bit funny. And north to south, up to the direction. It's 28 degrees that they're traveling, so I think we should try and use this time here to take out this destroyer that's closest to me, and if we can take him out we can shadow the convoy again, and then we have free reign. So we'll just type in the old direction of travel. It's 28, and we'll grab the distance here. We've got to recognize it first, and that's no easy feat, but we'll go straight off that with that. Hopefully that's the right one. Grab our distance. Looks like the mast at the back is the longest out of them. And now we just need the speed, and we can figure this all out, so wait for the front of the boat to go through our crosshair and we'll start the clock. And the back of the boat through the crosshair, and we'll stop the clock there. 7 knots, pretty standard for a convoy. And I can only use tube 5, which means my boat must be facing the wrong direction. But hopefully that won't affect us too much. I was hoping to fire 2 torpedoes, but I'm guessing one's just going to have to do here. So that's tube 5 away. We got a good hit there with a torpedo. It doesn't look like an immediate fire. Hopefully one's going to emerge soon though. But definitely saw her dip down into the water there from that hit. Hopefully it's going to be enough to sink her. I do normally like to send 2 torpedoes away at the destroyer. We can see the arse end of it there is starting to go under the waves. So hope, yeah, nah, she's a goner. That's a good hit for us there. Now we're back with the convoy now. That looks like they've all kind of calmed down out of what they were doing before, their alarm state. We've got this other destroyer here. Kind of looks like it might be a Hunt class, looks to me. Yeah, we just need to figure out the distance. They are still travelling on their course of 28 degrees north-northeast, and we just need to double check the speed. It hasn't been quite too long since they came out of an alarm state. And the back of the boat through the crosshair there. So we've programmed ourselves in. We've got tube 1 and tube 2. As you can see, we're facing the right direction. 1 torpedo on the last was enough. 2 torpedoes I want to make sure. So tube 1 and tube 2 fire away. Oh, that's 1 good hit right at the front. Hopefully a second coming very soon. Got a fire on board immediately. Judging by the time difference, it looks like we've either had a dud or a miss with that second torpedo. Either that or the first, I can't tell which one actually hit. But front end of the ship's not looking too pretty. She's well ablaze. And there we go, damage report. She is absolutely screwed now. It's just a matter of time and she's going to go down. We'll get ourselves back up with the convoy, let them calm down, and then we're pretty much free to aim at whatever we like. I've got some escorts out the way. We're back up with the convoy, and it looks to me as though this could potentially be our SS Henry. So we'll work out our solution. We know it was an Empire, so that's just a matter of which Empire. Empire Tower's easy, but I'm going to say it's this one because of the funnel at the back there. Just double check the angle of bow or direction. So it's just slightly changed from before. Looks like they're doing 29 degrees now. And distance, tallest mast to the waterline. Set that. Speed, pretty sure they've all calmed down by now. So we'll say 7 knots. It's pretty standard for a convoy. And they're going to send 2 torpedoes away because this is the main objective, to sink this boat. Anything else will be a bonus after this. So tubes 1, tube 2, flood and fire. So looking at it from here, it's not the right ship that we're going for, but hopefully a hit will be a hit. That's 1 hit there. But oh well, it all ends up in tonnage either way, but we are still going to have to hunt the SS Henry after this. Too many Empires in the convoy here, so I was a bit confused last time, but here we actually have the target. It's the SS Henry, and the music's still suggesting that they are still under an alarm state, but we'll get as much as we can done here towards the solution. That's what we need to do. So front of the boat needs to come through our crosshair. Start that clock. We do have a destroyer hot on our tail here, by the way. And back of the boat through the crosshair. We'll stop the clock. 9 knots. Okay, it does seem a little bit fast. We've got a destroyer over here to our right. But we'll just make sure that we're good to go here. 2 torpedoes. Hopefully we're going to get a hit. Looks like they've slowed down considerably from their previous engagement. Fire those away. A little bit late capturing the torpedo hits there because I'm kind of under the pump here with destroyers chasing my tail, but yeah, looks like she's got some pretty serious damage. Yeah, that's full health gone. We just got to wait for her to take water on, and there we go. Front end of the boat has fallen off. So there's the SS Henry dealt with, and now anything else that we can deal with in this convoy is going to be a nice bonus. Well, we're back up here with the convoy. We've got ourselves a nice big C3. It's gonna, you can see the convoy has started to break off into its small groups here. Just double checking our angle of direction here for this C3 cargo. 29 degrees. Time to start taking down some serious tons of shipping here. And I need to recognize that first. It needs to be a C3 cargo. Flick through the book here. C3, and now we can get her distance away from us. So it's the top mast to the waterline. She's ready for a torpedo. Just need to actually get the speed of her, just to make sure that they've all fully calmed down. Start the clock there. And the back of the boat through the crosshair, stop the clock, 7 knots, that's perfect. I think we'll get tubes 3, tubes 4 loaded up, get those going. Hopefully 2 torpedoes should be more than enough to take down a C3. And they are flooded, and fire away. There you go, 1 good torpedo, that's two good torpedoes right there. On that ship there, that's C3. Hopefully that's going to be enough to put her down. No fire on board, but at least 75% damage. Hopefully she's just going to start to go down all by herself from here. Well, it doesn't look like 2 torpedoes is quite enough for this C3, but she's certainly dead in the water. Maybe we'll have to come back and finish her off a little bit later, but we'll carry on. Well, we're back. We got ourselves another C3 here that's in amongst the convoy. We're working out the solution for that. I'm going to get our distance here, and again I've forgotten to recognize what it is we're dealing with here, so we'll flick through the book, find ourselves a C3, which is right there. And we know that they are pretty chill by now. We've been tailing them for a little while. Don't need to really take their velocity using the stopwatch. We just go for it. 7 knots. Yeah, I don't think they're not moving very fast. We'll just roll with that. So tube 1, tube 2, get those flooded. Hopefully this time around it's going to be enough to actually finish the C3. It's amazing that 1 torpedo can finish a destroyer but not a C3. There we go, got 1 hit. Should have had a second by now, so maybe 1 was a dud or a miss, but you know you're in trouble when your mast has fallen down, so hopefully it's going to be enough to sink that. Well, I don't know if we got rid of that C3, but we got ourselves a nice Liberty here, which is going to count towards quite a serious amount of tonnage. Not necessarily towards our mission objective of 7 tons. I think we probably exceeded that already, so recognize this. And we know that she is already doing her same course as before. The convoy has broken up quite a lot, so we are pretty much just free to take what we can. Running low off torpedoes by the look of it, so tubes 3 and 4. It's definitely a 2 torpedo job, this one. Get those warmed up, fired away. Oh, we got 1 impact from a torpedo, and good. Glad to see a second impact finally. After what, 2-3 attempts of getting 2 torpedo impact. That's good. Hopefully it's going to be enough to send her on her way down. She's not sitting too pretty in the water. There's still a couple of ships available for us to go and sink if we have the ammunition required, but for sure this Liberty is going to go down, and that's going to add us another, what, 6,000 or 7,000 tons to our tonnage. Well, got our last torpedo available for us, and we've got ourselves an Empire Pelican here, which is available for the taking, so we may as well launch off the torpedo for that. And then worst case scenario, maybe we can jump up and use our deck gun, if nothing else, just to take a few extra names. But there's Tube 5 flooded and away. That's a good strike with a torpedo. Looks like she's got a big blaze up on the rear end of the ship there. Health is going down. It's at least 80% of her health is away. Hopefully the rest of it will just take care of itself, but if not, we'll finish her off. She didn't quite go down all by herself, so we've got our secondary captain, or whatever you want to call that guy, second officer, on the deck gun here. Pump a few rounds into her and hopefully she won't take too many more and she'll be on her way down. Well, she's being a little bit stubborn, not going down quite as much as I was hoping. There you go, she's on her way down. You can see something firing at us as well in the distance. There's a couple more ships, I don't know if we can try and get away with it. Okay, so we've taken a little bit of damage since, but got this guy here on fire. Our repair is complete. If we can get this ship down underwater, then maybe we can sink our boat and avoid taking any extra damage after this. But, we just got a couple of shots away just to make sure of the job. Not going to leave this one half done. Hopefully we can avoid an impact here, but couple more shots and she might be on her way down. Well, we didn't take too much of a hiding and we managed to get a couple of ships underwater using our deck gun. This one here looks like it's going to be on its way down as well, so a few more tons towards the registered tonnage. Well, we're all out of torpedoes and we don't really have much choice but to return home, and it looks like we've got ourselves a Lone Ranger over here. We're going to try and speed up and overtake or catch up to see what we're dealing with here. And it looks like it's a pretty small ship, it's an NA1. Shouldn't take too many more shots with the deck gun here to hopefully we can add it to the tally. It looks as though this NA1's getting away from us just a little bit, but her health is pretty low and we're just really waiting for her to take on actual water to send her down. But we need to try and catch up and just make sure of the job here. She's a stubborn old girl. She hasn't wanted to go down easily, considering it was just an NA1. She's got a front end sticking up here. I think if we sailed away we could probably just get away with it, but I want to make sure of the job. Won't be too many more shots. Yeah, another fire on board there. She's on her way down and we should probably just think about getting the hell out of here and heading back towards our port. Well, we can see here that the convoy has managed to separate itself quite a little bit, but unfortunately we're all out of ammo here, so back up the sub's got no torpedoes left, and if we have a look at the front, we're also out of torpedoes. But I mean, it wasn't a bad haul overall, so we use our little fast travel button here, travel back to the port. Took us 3 days to come home. It's not too bad. Yeah, we're back at the port of Bergen on the 31st of March 1944. here we are sailing into port. Would be quite nice if we could actually skip some of this or speed it up somehow, but it is what it is. So we've got our guy here, he's got ourselves a new medal, and this guy here also with a new medal. Well done to him, he's going to look like a man out in town. And same with this guy, and same with this guy, not too bad. Good to get the staff with an upgrade. We're a long way away from reaching the next medal, but is what it is. And we're up to 72,000 out of 100,000 registered tons there, not too bad. Well, my apologies there, I do seem to have a trigger finger and skip through the menus quite quickly. Should have probably stopped and shown you everything that we sunk over our trip, but nonetheless not a bad result, a little bit better than last time. So I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment, and I shall see you in the next episode.